Hi, I'm Lita from Back on Pointe, and I'm here with Lauren, my friend the contortionist, who you guys hopefully have seen my pictures of. So first off, Lauren, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Lauren. I'm 20 years old. I moved up
baby.
here. Yeah, I'm little. I moved up here to Orlando. If you guys didn't know, do they know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, now you know. We're in Orlando. I moved up here about last January. I'm originally from South Florida, Broward area. If anyone's familiar, that's where I'm from. Currently a sophomore in college. I like contortion. It's just a hobby. We're not probably gonna pursue it towards anything. Maybe one day, but for now, it's a hobby. I enjoy it. I don't know what else to say.
Well, if we think of anything, we can just interrupt us.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And now we have some questions that some of you guys submitted for her. Some of the ones were actually things that I've talked about already, and I left those out. So if you ask the question and you don't hear it answered, I'm sorry. But hopefully I've got all the important ones in here. And she's just cleaning sticks off of her legs because we're sitting on the ground underneath the tree. So I'm more worried about ants. So let's move on to questions.
All right.
We've got a question from Confusions, who asked, if you weren't a contortionist, what would you be?
Well, as I said previously, I'm not pursuing it towards like an actual career, but if I weren't a contortionist, which I guess in the case I'm not going to be one, I'm a major in hospitality. I like hospitality majors type thing. I want to do hospitality management.
So, what does that mean?
Hospitality management, basically, right now I work at the Amway Center, which is where the Magic play, the basketball team. I basically do like catering. I set up like chef tables, and I'm a good people person. I like talking to people. I like being around people. I like being on the constant go. So I really want to pursue something with hospitality. And I want to work at either like a hotel or like a big arena. I pretty much want to be like the event planner.
Okay.
For like for big events, like cool stuff like that.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Because I'd heard of hospitality and I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, there's like a lot of different fields in it, but I just want to do like management
event stuff.
Yeah, I want to be like because I don't know, I have good like leadership skills already. So I think it would be a really fun career.
Cool.
So that's what I would be.
All right. And now more contortion questions, I guess. We got a question from Rosedrop and the Model Studio, who both asked, when did you begin contortion?
Well, I began contortion when I was a freshman in high school.
So we're on 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah, so I started it when I was 15 years old, approximately.
Which is awesome, because that was our next question from Accept My Soul.
Oh, there we go. Well, I was 15 when I started. I actually came across it by accident. I was at a Renaissance festival, and they have like crystal sticks. Like, have you ever seen those? They're like 2 sticks with like, I don't know. They're like this yo-yo type thing.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
So I had those, and I went to pick up a new hobby. So when I was at the Renaissance festival, I was like, oh well, I'm gonna just try doing this, and I did, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And then I was like getting stressed out, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I went on YouTube to like look up videos to help me, and I stumbled across like a recommended video for juggling. So I was like, maybe I'll pursue a career in that.
In juggling.
So,
I'm a professional juggler.
Yeah, so I figured, whatever, why not? So I started doing juggling, and I'm like, can't do this either. So I saw another related video, like when I was watching a bunch of videos, and I saw like this contortionist girl. I think it was like from La Nuba or one of those.
Okay. Like
they were in like all these crazy outfits, and I was like, what's that? Because I've always been like kind of flexible in gymnastics when I was little. So I was like, I'm gonna look at that. So I clicked it, and I was like, I want to do that. So then I just started doing it, and I just picked up on it really, really quick.
Nice. So I guess, our next question was from Nacho Hontus, who asked, how did you discover you were a contortionist? And I guess,
I guess
kind of stumbled upon it.
Yeah, I kind of came upon it by accident. But it was kind of weird, though, because my back flexibility was a lot more advanced than like all my other flexibility, which I didn't really like understand. Like being a contortionist is more than just like your back. It's like shoulders and like neck and like hips.
Everything working
it's
together.
Like everything, and I was really unproportionate. So like I had to build up like a lot of things. Like my body, like my back could do it, but my body didn't have the strength and flexibility. So it took a lot to like build up. But I actually picked up on everything like pretty quick. Like I was able to get a headset, which takes like years of like stretching. I got it in about a month and a half, 2 months, and I got a triple fold, which is like, I don't know if I did one in the video.
Is that one, yeah, where you're kind of in like a W shape on your hands and feet?
No, a triple fold was, how do I describe it? Like, I don't know how, it's really hard to explain, but basically, can you see? Okay. Basically, you're on your knees like this, and I can't do it right now because you have to stretch a lot, but you're on your knees, and you bend backwards, and basically my head comes here. So I'm literally in a triple.
Oh, so your head is between your knees, but backwards rather than frontwards.
Yeah. So I'm literally, there's 3 folds, triple folds. It's like
interesting. See, and I was thinking triple fold is that W thing because of
number. Yeah, I don't really know what the name of that is.
But it looked nice.
Just did it. I used to have a YouTube channel, and one of my.
You still have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, I still have it, but I don't actively use it as much anymore. But I met a lot of people through it, and I had this one friend that I met through there, a niece, and I actually ended up meeting up with her a couple times. We would stretch together. Mm-hmm. We did like a flying trapeze class together. Like we did some cool stuff, and I actually have a couple videos with her on my YouTube channel. That's cool. Like we did together. But one day she was like stumbling across, like me and her would read like blogs and stuff about people with like, flexibility. We were on like the forums and stuff, but she stumbled across like that move that I guess a W shape, and she was like, oh, you should try doing this, and I tried it, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool stretch, and that's how I came across that one.
Yeah. All right, we've got a question that a lot of people submitted, including Outer Space and Turquoise Piece. They asked, how long did it take you to get so flexible? So I guess you said you were in gymnastics.
Well, yeah, when I was little, I did gymnastics for like 2 or 3 years, or like give or take 2-3 years. It's when I lived in New York, and I only lived until I was 5, and I didn't start until I was like 3 or 4. So I mean, I really didn't have much like gymnastics experience. Like I knew basics, like I knew a cartwheel and like a bridge, like, and I was always kind of flexible. And like all growing up, I did bridges. I used to do handstands around my house all the time. My dad would get mad at me because he'd be trying to eat dinner, and I'd be doing handstands
walking around
him. And my parents always used to yell at me, be like, "You're gonna throw up all the food you just ate." Because I was literally upside down all the time. And like to this day, I still do it. And like I go to people's houses, they're like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Sorry, can't help it." But I guess I started getting flexible when I was younger, and I just continued doing bridges and stuff. And so I just
kind of had a head start by the time you discovered contortion.
I kind of like knew a lot of stuff, but once I like got into like actual contortion and like expanding my flexibility, I realized like a lot. Like I really wasn't as flexible as I always thought I was, and it was a lot of like learning. But I really started getting flexible when I was 15. Is when I really started doing it. And I remember one day I didn't even realize like how flexible I was, and I lived in New York with my uncle and my aunt, and I went to their friend's house one day, and he was a doctor, and they were like, yeah, she's a contortionist, blah blah blah, and the doctor's like, contortionist? Like I've never like looked at a he's like, this is a weird question, but like, can I like go into the go to the side with you real quick? And with my aunt, and he just like moved my body parts a little bit to see how far like my body would go, and I found out through him that my shoulders, like my arms, go back further, like, and he was like, they go back like really weird, like they can just like stretch really far. And I found out my neck, I have neck flexibility. Like apparently I can turn my neck really far. He said it's kind of like an owl type thing. He's like, I've never seen this in a person. He's like, I'm actually really fascinated by it.
You gotta work with kids that can't get away with anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I see you.
It was like, I don't know. I didn't even know I had that, like, weird flexibility like that. And like, I just found like just being like once I got into like stretching, I found out a lot about my body can do. And
I feel like that's how physical stuff always is. You don't think about it until you have to, and then all of a sudden you realize what you're actually capable of.
Yeah, it was really strange too. Like I took circus classes a couple times with my circus classes.
Okay.
I went to with a girl I met on YouTube, a niece. She took me because she was training with for like flying trapeze and stuff like that.
Doing it professionally.
Yeah, she was just doing it. She did like a couple shows and stuff. But anyways, I went to a class with her one time. I went to this contortion classes with her a couple times, and the guy who taught them, he used to be in, I don't know if it was Cirque du Soleil, but he was in some sort of circus
professional company.
And he was like an older man, and he was like, oh yeah, come stretch, do the class. And man, his class whipped my butt. But like the things he was putting me in, like I've never had somebody stretch me.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't know who could stretch me. Like, what do I say? Hey, can you do this for me? They're gonna be like, I don't really know.
Push my body into this weird position.
Like, I don't really know how to go about asking people. So once I had like somebody, I always say I want to go back to it when I get extra money and a car again. I'm definitely gonna do it again because it was like really awesome. But he like pushed me in like the weirdest positions. Like I was like, I can't believe my body is doing this. Like it was really weird. Like to this day, I still find out like
you can still do new stuff.
Yeah, like I still think like, oh, like I'm pretty flexible. Like I don't really think what else I can do, but I still surprise myself like to this day with things like that I find out. But I really started doing it when I was 15, like actively.
Yeah, actually working to improve.
Yeah, like I would always just do bridges just to do them, but when I was 15, that's when I started like pushing myself to the limit.
All right. The next question is from Be Brave and Beautiful Mistakes, who asks, when you first started, did you have a daily stretching routine?
I did. I used to go through the same thing every single day.
Do you think that it helped?
I think so, because like to this day, I still kind of go through the same type thing, but I just had to, I just was able to cut back on a lot of the stuff because I didn't need to. There was no point in doing it anymore because
you're too flexible.
It wouldn't really, it wouldn't really like do much for me. Like I'll still do it sometimes just to like make sure I still have it. Yeah. But I definitely had a routine that I would do all the time. My YouTube video I did a stretching tutorial. Okay. I can send you a link later if you want.
I can find it.
Yeah, but I had like an older one and then I did an updated one. Okay. And like you can still see like similarities, but you can still see like how it
as it improved, you got more advanced.
Yeah. And I always hated splits. I used to hate doing splits. I could not do them for
my life.
You still hate doing splits. I still hate doing splits. I still
We are going to be talking about splits, but I'm terrible at them. And she hates them.
I hate them.
I have pictures of her doing the splits. They're the very last thing we did, and she complained the entire time. So
I honestly hate splits. They're so painful. And now I'm going to hate them more because I'm sore from the gym the other day.
Well, we don't have to do it this time.
I mean, I can still do them, but I'm just going to hate them.
All right. We've got kind of a weird question, but I included it because I don't know the answer. It's from Morgan Atkins 2016, who asked, do your bones ever hurt? I'm assuming from the stretching, not just randomly.
Well, my bones don't really hurt. My muscles sometimes hurt.
Which makes sense, because you're
but I've never really had bone pain.
Do you have any sort of serious pain? Like besides kind of the typical soreness after stretching, do you ever have anything real bad?
No, I honestly never have. However, I tried to do track when my junior year of high school. Okay. And I found out, like I was doing it for a while, and I was having really bad hip pain, and and I never really ran before. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's just soreness, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But it was like, it wasn't like,
a muscle soreness?
It wasn't like it didn't feel like a soreness. Like, it was like a weird, sharp pain. Okay. And it didn't feel like it was in my legs. Like, it was like...
In your hip,
like
actually?
My hip. And I kept telling my uncle, I'm like, something's like wrong. Like, I don't feel like this is right. Like, I've had soreness from like doing things before, and this is something different. Mm-hmm. Like something's like not going on right. And they were like, oh yeah, it's probably just shin splints. I'm like, no, it's not shin splints. Like this is shin splints.
It's hip splints.
It's like
hip
pain. I wasn't sure if it was my hip because it was literally like here. Yeah. Like it was really weird. So the next day I went to track and I went to speak with the athletic trainer, and I found out I have popping hip syndrome. Which doesn't even sound like a real thing.
No, it's a real thing. I know people with it.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I'm like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they made me do like...
It's actually frequently called dancer's hip.
Yeah.
Because a lot of dancers get popping hip syndrome.
My hips pop out of place. Yep. And they're too loose, I guess. So when I run,
it was popping out of place.
They were literally popping out of place, and obviously that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So
it's probably not very good for your hips either.
And they told me they're like, if you want to stay in track, you're gonna have to. I had to go through I did it for like a couple days, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Like I don't like track that much. I'll do something else. But what they would make me do, I had to do like all these stretches before. They made me do like one of those stretchy rope things.
The TheraBands?
Yeah, and I was doing like a bunch of stuff with my hips.
Probably to build up the muscle.
Yeah, they were trying to build
hold
muscle.
it in there.
And they would make me go on the bike, and then they would literally wrap up my whole entire hip. And I was like, this is really not worth it. Like, I don't like running that much, and I'm just gonna get injured in the end. Yeah. And I'm like, it's not worth it. And I would have to run out all of myself, and I was like, I'm not doing this. And now I just do like.
You just do stretching. You don't worry about it.
Yeah, or I'll do like if I want to do cardio, I'll do the elliptical or something like that. But I can't do like heavy impact. Like even now, like it sucks because like I want to go running or jogging sometimes, and I can't. Like I physically cannot. Yeah. And it sucks. Like I feel like I'm gonna have problems when I'm older with it. I'm kind of worried. I
don't know enough about it.
Yeah, but I'm kind of worried. I should probably look into it. But anyways, moving on.
Back to something a little bit more positive. Actually, our next question isn't all that positive, but I think we're gonna at least talk about it. It's a question from Average Brittany, who asks, "Does it hurt your back to bend like that?" I can say for me, it does. I've stretched with her before doing back stuff, and I was in pain for the next 2 days. I don't know if it's the same for her, but I hurt.
I mean, backs are typically really painful to stretch.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
A lot of people go through a lot of pain to get to it, which is why it takes so long, I think, for people to get flexible. Yeah. Because you're literally like really sore for a couple days. And I never really had to, I honestly...
Well, you said your back was pretty naturally flexible.
Yeah, my back is pretty naturally flexible. I really honestly didn't go through much. Well, it's weird because like your back, like my mid back, super flexible. However, my upper back,
not so much.
And my lower back, not so much. I mean, they were still flexible, like more flexible than the average person. Yeah. But
not nearly where your middle back is.
Yeah, and I actually like modified a bunch of stretches, and even just like a little bit of a hip drop or a shoulder pop or something like that would make all the difference of what part was being stretched. So I kind of was able to modify my stretches to like target specific areas, and those hurt. I would like afterwards I would literally just lay on my floor and be like, oh, I can't move. But honestly,
parents come walking in again going, what is she doing?
Literally, like, it was so bad sometimes. Like, I would be so sore afterwards. I'd just be laying on my yoga mat, and I'm like, I can't move. I end up taking a nap right on my yoga mat in the middle of my floor. I've been in some pain. It wasn't all cheerful, happy easiness, but I've been through some pain. A lot. But it's okay. No pain, no gain.
All right, and we got a question from Moniker D and the Model Studio. Both have the same question. They're different ages, but they have the same question. Is it ever too late to begin contortion?
I like this question. No, it's not. Because, I mean, obviously, when you're younger,
it's easier.
Whatever. But you can do contortion anytime. Like, it's because you go at your own pace. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like live up to certain expectations.
It's like what I tell people with dance is you're never too old to start it. Yeah. You might be too old to do it professionally. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Yeah. Like if I started contortion now and I got to be your level of flexibility, it took you 6 years, so I was almost 30, I probably wouldn't be performing in Cirque du Soleil. Yeah. I would probably still be a contortionist.
Yeah. I mean, most people aren't trying to pursue contortion too much. Like, it's kind of just like fun to do. Yeah.
So you get to show off at parties.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny when I'll be at like parties like with my friends, and like they'll get drunk or something and be like, "Oh, show them what you can do." I'm like, fine. And then people are like, "What's that?" Blah, blah. And then they'll be like, "What's contortion?" And like I never like.
And you have to do this entire interview over again.
Yeah, and I'll be like, contortion. Like, have you ever seen Cirque du Soleil or circus people, the really flexible ones? And I go, yeah, that's what I do. No, you don't.
Fine. Okay. Let me just flip over backwards.
And that's literally the same thing I say every single time.
All right, so then we'll move on. We won't do that all over again then.
But it's not ever too late.
Good. Yeah. It's good to know. We got a question from Midnight Rose 111, who's looking for breathing tips. They're looking for especially breathing tips when you're doing balances, like when you're propped up on your forearms and stuff like that. Do you have any particular breathing tips?
I don't really have. You kind of like. I never really learned how to properly breathe. I guess I just kind of picked up on it from doing it. Mm-hmm. but I breathe through my mouth a lot, like deep breaths like that,
Okay.
and I try to like expand my rib cage and then like bring it back in, I guess.
So kind of getting as much air in and then as much air out.
Yeah.
So like as deep of breaths as
Yeah.
possible.
Take like deep, slow, long breaths. But always remember to breathe because I don't know if I ever told you, I made myself pass out once from not breathing.
No, I did not hear that story.
So I don't like to talk about it. But basically I was doing this stretch one time. I was actually trying to stretch my upper back, I believe. Basically I was doing this really bizarre thing. I saw it on a video one day and I was like, I'll try it.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. So I'm recording myself. I set up my little camera. Yeah, that's the best part. I recorded myself doing this. So I watched it and I was like, oh my god. I deleted it after.
Oh,
I should have kept it. I wish I would have kept it.
YouTube.
No, I wish I would have kept it to like
Lauren
show people.
passes out while stretching.
To show people like the dangers of not breathing. But so basically what happened was there was a chair. Like I had a chair, whatever. So basically what I did, I'm gonna stand back a little bit.
Oh, I was gonna be your pretend chair.
Alright. So I was turned like whatever, like this, and the chair was behind me. Pretty much I bent, so my chest was laying flat, like the front of my chest was laying on this like the cushion of the chair.
So you were back like this?
Yes, I was upside down.
So you're in like a P shape.
Yeah, and my legs were in front of me.
Yeah.
While I was on my chest, and they would be dangling, and like they'd be touching the floor. So I'd be like,
I have a picture of you doing something similar.
Yeah. So it was this really, really deep stretch. Like you pushed into it really deep.
When you're right on your chest,
yeah,
it's probably more difficult to breathe.
Oh yeah, and it was like, and that's another thing. When I started stretching, you have to breathe because when I started doing it, it was a lot of like pressure on your throat. That's what it was. It puts pressure on your throat. Like, and it's hard to breathe. But it's like literally like I have problems breathing sometimes, and I have to like tell myself like.
You have to remind yourself.
Like I have to remind myself to breathe. But so I was doing that, and I was just thinking about like doing the stretch and not thinking about breathing. Next thing I know, I'm on the floor and my head hurt, and I was like, it was so funny, the video.
Oh, but that could have been so dangerous.
Oh yeah,
you fell out of that wrong.
I fell sideways.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you could have done something real bad and like broken your neck or something.
Yeah,
if you're
and I was
balanced
home
on your
alone
chest
too.
on.
Like, it was pretty scary. Like, I never did anything like that again. But, I was a lot more cautious. But, so afterwards I watched the video, and it was so funny. I can laugh about it now, because I'm fine.
Because now you're out of danger.
Yeah, but watching it, I was like, I cannot believe I just did that. Like, it was so weird. I remember, I literally passed out for about 3-4 seconds. That's it. Like, but I woke up, and I thought I was in a dream. I was like, what happened? And I'm like on the floor with like a chair knocked down next to me, and I'm just like, what? And then I look up and I'm like, oh, my video. And then I paused and then I stopped it. I'm like, oh my god. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh,
I wish it still existed.
Embarrassing.
Get a little thing off your back.
Oh, yeah.
All right, move on to the next question.
So breathe.
Yes. Good tip, really for everything. And I'm gonna insert my own little thing. I don't know how many of the people watching this are dancers, but especially when you're in a ballet class and you're doing something awful at the bar, like little beats and stuff like that, frappes and stuff that nobody likes, it's really fun if right when you get to the end of the exercise, listen to your classmates, because a lot of times you'll hear right at the end, and that means nobody was breathing. And your teachers know that. So if you've got a teacher like any of my teachers, you will be yelled at and you'll frequently have to do the entire thing over again. So I understand it takes a lot of concentration or a lot of stretching, but breathing is really good to do.
It is.
Even if you're only breathing so you don't pass out and you don't have to do terrible things over again. So let's move on to our next question, which is from Badge Bunny, who's wondering, when you're first going into contortion or you're looking to kind of improve your flexibility, should you take rest days from stretching, or is it okay to stretch every day?
I recommend taking rest days. I mean, I don't know I'm not a health.
Like the science behind it?
Yeah, I don't know, like, I'm just saying from my experience. I think, like, rest days are good because it helps your body to recover. I mean, like, on my rest days, I would like my rest days, I still pretty much stretch pretty much every day.
But maybe not contortion stretches.
Yeah, it would just be like basic stretches, like just because when I'm sore, I stretch and it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me, I don't know about you guys, but in my, I mean, honestly, I think when you're sore and you stretch a little bit, it helps.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go anything crazy, just basic stretches to make sure you're like, I don't know, I think it helps like your recovery quicker.
Mhm.
But if you're really sore and you keep pushing yourself, I don't recommend that. I definitely recommend doing like taking a break for at least a day because it's painful.
Mhm.
And when you stretch and you keep stretching, you're going to be in a lot of pain. And I don't want anybody to tear anything because
Yeah.
I really didn't have to worry about that because I was pretty stretched. But
if you're first going into it.
yeah, like my one of my friends, my contortion friend, Anish, she actually was overstretching and she injured her back pretty bad from like
Just stretching
too much. And she had it actually put like a big toll on her because she had to like stop stretching for a while. And if she would have just taken like a rest day or two, then it wouldn't have happened. But I definitely recommend taking rest days or at least like light stretching days.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't have to stretch every day. I honestly didn't stretch every single day. Like some days I wouldn't even stretch, but for the most part I pretty much stretched every day. But some days later.
But just yeah.
And I also had like one day a week where I would do like super intense stretching. Like,
okay.
Like, but I would only do that.
Out.
Yeah, I would only do that like one day a week.
Okay.
I would like push myself to the limit. Those are the days where I'd be like, nap time on the nap. But
I feel like that's a good balance of it, where you've got real light days, you've got one really intense day, and everything else is kind of a medium.
Yeah.
So you have time to relax, and you've got time to push yourself.
Yeah, and also another thing, I wouldn't stretch back and legs like super intense the same day.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't. I don't know why. I just probably because I hate splits. But
alternating the two.
Yeah, I would alternate. I honestly didn't stretch splits nearly as much as I should have.
Guilty.
Which I probably don't recommend if you're a beginner contortionist because you don't want the problem I had where your body is unproportioned with your flexibility because then you're trying to do something that looks awesome on a video. You're like, man, I don't have the flexibility to do this part of it, but I can do that part, and you're just like,
you're bummed out.
So sad. But yeah.
All right, and we are on our last question, and then Laura and I are going to be kind of talking about and demonstrating some stretches. But our last question is from the Caffeinated Blogger, who has a question particularly about the photo shoot that Lauren and I did together, asking if Lauren purposely chose an outfit that is strangely reminiscent of Buzz Lightyear.
Actually, I did not do that purposely. I just kind of was in my closet, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to wear these shorts. They were like, I think I wore the bright neon green or something. And
the knee-high socks.
Oh, yeah.
I think the
knee-high socks. Those are actually not my socks. Those are my friend's socks. I actually borrowed them one day when I went to a rave or something. And
never gave them back?
We had matching socks. Like, we matched. And I was going through my drawers because I wanted to, like, wear socks. Because, I don't know, my feet bother me. I like wearing socks. So, I don't know why. Even at home, I stretch in socks. I don't know why. But, so I looked at my drawer and I'm like, yeah, I'll wear these socks. There's green on them. So I just threw them on. And then, what shirt was I wearing?
I don't remember.
But anyways, it wasn't purpose. I just kind of threw an outfit together. And I guess the outcome was
Buzz Lightyear. A girly, over-flexible Buzz Lightyear.
There we go.
I don't know.
Blonde hair. I don't think Buzz had hair.
I honestly don't remember.
I think
he's got a helmet, though.
But,
no. Okay, if any of you guys know if Buzz Lightyear had hair...
I think he had something purple on his head.
But was that part of his helmet? Because don't they always have, like, the tight helmet and then the big helmet?
Oh, like that suit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well, if anybody knows...
I don't know.
I'm not going to look it up. I think it's more fun for you to tell us. So, here's your mini assignment. Figure out what's going on at Buzz Lightyear's head and report back to us. So, now that I think we're good on questions and chit-chattering, we are going to... That's fine.
A little carried away.
We are going to be talking about splits and back flexibility. I'm sorry, but this is what people are looking for. So let's start with splits because we can get them over with. All right, so we're gonna be talking about and hopefully demonstrating me the easy stuff because I'm not really all that close to my splits, and her some of the more difficult stuff, kind of stretches to get you to your splits. Front splits, middle splits, anything you want to do.
Okay. Let's see.
So just the ones that you think will help get you
Honestly,
there.
What I did, because I hated splits, I literally dreaded them. When I would like stretch for them, honestly, like basics, I would do basic, like, you know.
I'm just gonna get out of your way.
These type stretches, like, you know.
Like the pike stretches.
Yeah, pike stretches. You can do it to the side if you want, you know, side, whatever. But then I would go into on your knee, just this stretch.
Oh, I hate that stretch. I think they call it like the runner's stretch or something.
I don't know what it's
I
called.
think it's what I've seen it called
But
online.
it's really painful.
Yeah.
I would do this, hold out for a couple seconds, then I'd switch, and do this way. Oh my god, it's so
Lizard.
Yeah, I would do this. I also did like this,
Okay.
which helps a lot.
So the back foot down, the front foot kind of up.
Yeah, and then you can like pull it to give it a little more stretch.
Ah.
Yeah. And I also did a lot of these. This is kind of a funny move to do.
We do that in my stretch class.
And then
so.
you probably, I don't know if like
We actually do that, and then we reach back over to the extended leg.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I do a lot of these. You might not be able to. You can just like.
Does that help more with the middle splits, or is
Yes,
that another one
that's
for
a lot
front?
of
Okay.
middle splits. But if you want to drop, come up if you can, switch, drop, come up,
Oh my
switch.
God.
But yeah, those work.
That looks like so much strength work.
Yeah, it builds. It really builds up your like inner thighs. But anyways, back to these things. I do these a lot. These like.
You think that's probably the number one stretch for you for him?
And I do I don't know if I can do it on this. Maybe like one like that. Oh yeah, this works. I do a lot of like these where you lift your leg, and this hurts like.
Oh yeah, you know we can all do that.
Yeah, but I do that a lot. I don't know. It's hard for me to like give people good tips. I feel like.
Oh.
You got a dirty knee. But yeah, I do a lot of those, and I'll also go against like a wall, or like just anything you can like touch. And I just kind of lift up a lot and do these. Oh, I think I actually took a picture on this tree.
Yep, in that pose even.
Yeah, but I
So
do
like the scorpions and dancer pose.
Yeah, those help a lot. Like, you don't even have to hold up. Like
Or this is one that's nice because you can get somebody to help you.
Yeah.
Go with it.
I'm gonna do this like this.
Go for it. Because then you can just get somebody. When you have somebody help you stretch, don't have them ever grab your knee.
No.
Never, ever, ever. You want to go
No.
above it, below it. You can push.
Yeah. But this helps a lot.
That's just one of those real easy ones to have a partner with, as long as they don't push on your knee.
Yeah.
That's how you get injured.
And this is good too if you want to stretch your partner. Come sit.
What are we doing? Am I facing you?
Yeah.
Oh, this stretch. I think I know what we're doing.
All right. I'm gonna. Do you want to stretch me or do you want to?
Oh, let's stretch you because
Okay.
my middle splits are non-existent.
All right.
And I can't really slide because of this.
Basically, you're gonna go into a straddle, and as far as you can, and then the person next to you is gonna come in and
pull them forward.
pull them forward. And this is a good stretch.
And she's a lot more flexible than I am, which is why my feet are on her ankles. A lot of times you put your feet together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far you need, but
See, and then she would just
then reverse.
pull me forward as well.
Yeah.
Much less impressive.
But that's a really good stretch too. I like those a lot. And also, what I used to do a lot, these used to hurt me. I would go against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can do it, but basically, what I would do is I would be doing like box splits, and I would do. You can do it with a
What
wall.
are box splits?
Like middle splits.
Oh, okay.
I would do it against the wall. Like if you don't have a partner, like me and Lita were just partners, you can just kind of do it against the wall and kind of just go into the wall as far as you can. And if you want to, like you can lay on your stomach and do it reverse. So you would lay
And then
go
push
like this,
yourself back
and then
into
push
a
yourself
wall.
into it as far as you can go,
Okay.
which works good too. But
And then in ballet classes I've done for front splits, standing up against like the mirror and putting a foot up.
yeah.
and
I do
sliding
that
it
too
up.
sometimes.
Yeah. So kind of the same thing, but just different leg orientation.
Yeah, basically. But those are good. That's pretty much what I do for splits. I really hate them.
Yeah.
I really never looked into anything crazy for legs and splits because I really didn't care.
All right.
To say,
do you want to look at kind of back flexibility tips then?
Yeah, we can do that.
Do you think we've covered all of your favorites for the splits?
Pretty much. I really don't have much split stuff.
Yeah,
not too
but those were good ones.
Okay, well, let's see.
All right. So first off, we have tips, warnings, anything like that for back flexibility.
For back flexibility.
Because I know, I mean, your back is sensitive and scary, and that's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like, you know, you overstretch your legs, you're sore, you overstretch your back, you tear something, and you're terribly injured.
Yeah, with your back, even though you're trying to get back flexibility, because contortionists, there's front benders and there's back benders. I was never much of a front bender. Those are the people who can, like, put their legs behind their head, like, and do weird stuff like that. Those are front benders. I mean, I can do it to an extent.
But you're much more of a back bender.
But I'm much more of a back bender.
Less of an air bender.
Oh, and I don't like being in the air. I'm fearful of the air.
That was a joke.
But I'm fearful of the air. I really don't like being up high. It freaks me out. That's why I'm not much of a hand balancer.
So maybe not the trapeze class you took?
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, okay.
That was fun. But, like, what I mean by being up in the air, like, if you've ever seen, like, contortionists who are, like, raised up on, like, tables and stuff, that freaks me out.
Okay.
Like, remember when I said we were sitting on the thing and I said, like, it scares me to be up high?
Yep. On the
little bench thing. Even though it wasn't even, like, and contortionists do it on, like, little tiny tables. Like, that freaks me out. I don't know why.
End of a post they do it on. That's...
Like, I have a fear for that, being up in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I guess everybody has a fear of something. I guess mine's being up in the air when I'm upside down. I don't know.
I think that's a valid fear.
But it freaks me out. But where was I going with this?
We were talking about backbenders. You were talking about backbenders.
Yeah. So backbenders. Although you want to focus on backbending, you can't forget to still stretch, like, front bending. Like after every stretch, not every stretch, but if your back starts to hurt and it's, like, sore and, like, you can't move, you need to
do the opposite.
You need to do the opposite and counteract it. Like, you can do one of these, which feels awesome.
My favorite when I'm doing back stuff is this is my favorite. She's doing, like, a puppy or a child's pose. The one that I like to do after doing back stuff, especially because I normally have, like, my shoes on, they've got fairly thick heels because there's nothing in the arch. My dance shoes, if you guys have seen them. I grip underneath in my heels and I just lean back like that. Because you can get a real nice curve in there.
I do something like that.
Yeah.
A little different, but I do something like that. But yeah, always remember, you need to
stretch front and stretch back.
Yeah, like, even though you want to focus on back, if you want to be a back bender, don't forget front bending, because it's very critical and important to keep that balance. Because honestly, like, it'll hurt, but it'll feel really good.
And you'll hurt less later.
Yeah, you'll hurt less later. Definitely remember to front bend.
Okay.
Moving on. So,
So back flexibility stretches.
Yeah, a lot of ones I started with, let's see, where's my job? I did a lot
Sorry, I forgot my yoga mat.
Yeah, we forgot the mat today. I did a lot of these to start out with.
Cobras.
Yeah, I honestly did a lot of these.
And I know that the tip you gave me with this when we were stretching together was to really shove your head back. Yeah. Whereas if you're just doing it in yoga, you kind of just be sitting there. If you're really trying to get the flexibility, so really push yourself.
Yeah, you want to put your head back and push your shoulders back while you're trying to push your hips into the floor. So it'd look like hips down, shoulders back, and like this. Don't really focus on getting you can focus on putting your feet towards your head, but I don't really go by that, like making your feet touch your head. That's not the goal you're trying to get. This is just more of stretching your back. So you push shoulders back, hips into the floor, and down. And I like that one a lot. That's like, I guess,
basic?
Yeah, that's like a good, whatever. And then after this, I always do this. Because it feels awesome. So I always do that a lot. Another stretch I started doing a lot when I was, like, getting into it is, I think I tried to make you do this.
I'm working on getting better at it, but I don't do it on my stomach. It's while I'm up on one hand.
So Alright, anyways, it's like this. Holy cow, I'm sore. Oh my
See, and
god. I'm sorry, guys.
See, and I've been doing that, but on one hand and one knee, because I find it gives me a little bit better balance trying it. But yeah, trying to bend the shoulders back and pull the foot up.
Yeah, so I did that a lot, and sometimes I would get lazy, just kind of roll to the side and do it. So it'd be like, so let's say you're laying on your stomach.
Try rolling the other way, then we'll see better.
Yeah, okay. So if you're laying on your stomach, the leg you lift, you're rolling to the opposite side. So I'm lifting my right leg, I'm rolling to the left. And I just kind of, hey guys.
Look at that.
And then this is a good stretch, not only for your, like,
hip
flexors, but it's also good for your back. And you can, like, arch your back in this too. And you can bring up the other leg, use the other leg to kind of push. So you kind of get like this. I don't know if they can see me.
They can see you, they just can't see the ridiculousness that I can see from standing here.
So those were really good ones that I did in the beginning that I really liked. And I'd also do be lazy and lift up my leg, my other leg.
Oh, that's a nice easy one.
And do this. This is good. And then you just throw your head back.
So it's like half of them are like pushing your shoulders back and half are pushing your feet up.
Yeah. Like, it's like everything I do, I push, like, regarding those, my hips kind of go into the floor as my shoulders kind of go back.
I'm just going to get a little wood chip out of your hair.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
But, those are more like floor ones that I would do a lot. You can do this a lot to help if you don't have much, like, arm strength, like just the basic cable. There we go. So you can just do this a lot. This helps.
So that'll help even with the strength, too.
Yeah, like arm strength.
Because you can't just focus on the flexibility. You're going to be really flexible and not be able to hold anything.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do bridges a lot...
Yeah, you get both.
You'll build it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you can do a bridge just like this. These are good. You can roll into it like how I just did. You can't do that. That's too scary. You can be on the floor. Put your hands.
I say don't get on your hair.
Yeah. Put your hands like by your ears. You're like this. And then you just kind of.
And I know I have a couple of these in my workouts. This is going to be a full bridge. They're really nice because they do a lot for your arms.
Yeah, these are good. You can like lift your heels up and give it like a leg exercise too. So you can do that. If you can, straighten your legs out, try to do that. And just push. Those are good. If you want to go this even further, you could try dropping down to your elbows. This will take some practice. This will take like arm flexibility, or like arm strength, but these are fun. What I just did, it's so simple. It took me forever to do.
Just standing up?
No, not standing up, but going from my elbows back
up to your hands.
To my hands.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have the strength to do that. And I was like unproportionate, which is what I was saying about like unproportionate. And I remember I couldn't do it. I remember I was sitting there one day, and I was like in my bridge.
Yeah.
And I was like this, and I was like, I can't get up. And now I can just kind of rock myself up.
Very nice.
And I couldn't do it before. But you'll reach that level if you
keep working at it.
Keep working at it, like consistently. Not like I did. But yeah, I do those a lot. The other one that's good is if you go up against like a door frame and you put your butt against it, you just kind of do this. It probably won't look that crazy, but just kind of put your hand on the door frame and focus on arching your back. Same concept as before, like arching your back.
Hips back, chest forward, and
chest forward,
up
shoulders back. So you're popping your chest out, and your hips are kind of like
they're tilted back. It looks like.
Yeah, like I don't know.
They're like they're at a rather than your pelvis being upright, they're like it's tilted.
Yeah, you're focusing on like your butt should be up in the air.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be like flat. You should be like pushing your butt into the door frame, and then you push back. And you just kind of try to do a bridge. So you just focus a lot on arching your back. And
a little wizard watching us.
Yeah. So you just arch your back a lot. So let's say I wasn't on a door frame. You can see better. It'd look like, my butt is like under my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like So yeah. What else do I do a lot? I'm not honestly. I just do a lot of like bridges, and just variations of bridges.
Okay.
Like another thing, I do that. Sometimes I'll lift my leg and push my shoulders like forward, I guess. And
Towards
I try
your
to
feet.
yeah, and I just kind of like deepen the stretch. But don't bounce. Like bouncing is bad.
How you injure yourself.
Yeah, that's really bad to do. Because then you're gonna push yourself too much, and you're gonna like over push, then you'll get in pain. But I do that. These are good too for bridges.
Walking around.
Like as ridiculous as this might look.
But look at, imagine being able to do this. You can terrify all of your friends.
Oh yeah, my friends hate it. And if that gets too easy for you, you can try the hops. Do hop.
Oh my gosh.
Hop.
Oh
Those are
my
really good.
God.
Honestly, they make you really sore. Like to this day, my legs still get super sore from it.
But that seems like it's a great strength builder.
Yeah, those are really good.
Not only being able to push off of the ground with your hands and feet, but being able to catch yourself.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to do. But yeah, I just do a lot of variations with bridges, to be honest with you. That's how I really built up a lot of my flexibility.
Okay.
And to do like lower flexibility, I kind of like played around.
Mm-hmm.
So I did for that, to like get my lower back, I would go up against the wall. I guess I can use this trick.
We could go over to a wall, but that's...
No, it's fine. But basically what I would do for my lower back is I would go up against the wall and kind of lower myself and push my chest into the wall and then push, like squeeze my butt and push my hips. So I kind of just...
So you're pushing your hips up or into the wall?
I'm pushing them into the wall.
Okay.
And that's what I did a lot for my lower back flexibility.
Okay.
Like, that used to kill me. I would literally do that for, like... Because I would push myself till it hurt.
Yeah.
I would do that a lot, and that's how I got, like, lower back flexibility. But, that's a good stretch to do. And also I did a lot of...
The normal twists and stuff.
Yeah. Basic twists and good stuff. What else did I do? Everybody asked me about chest stands, so they're probably curious about those.
Go for it.
Those. Chest stands are kind of... You just know when you're ready to do them, I guess. I mean, people, you can, I guess, stretch to do one. But once you're in it, like in a bridge, the next step you're going to do is drop down to your elbows. Can you see me? Yeah. Alright, so when you're on your elbows, you want to focus on arching your back more. So you're pushing like your hips
up and over.
Up and over. Your goal is, I guess, to put them over your head. I guess is the best way to put that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it looks like.
So your goal, I guess, is to push your hips over your head.
So that more, so all of your weight is
all
right
your
above
weight,
your shoulders and elbows.
Yes, it's all on my elbows and it's like my upper back. And then you just kind of drop down. And that's it, really.
And then you get all muffled.
Yeah. You can't talk. Oh, I just pulled my hair up.
I was ready to step on it.
But yeah, honestly, I just really did a lot of bridges.
Okay.
And I don't know, you just kind of experiment with bridges. You'll find stuff that you like to do. And like if you just like push your hips a little bit or like push your shoulders out a little bit more, like you look funny just like this. But like when you do it inside a bridge or something, it helps a lot. Because just by like doing, like even just lifting your legs while you're in a bridge, like lifting your toes, I mean, or just like pushing your hips out a little more, it'll change like what you're stretching.
Yeah.
And if you just kind of experiment in bridges, you'll find out like, oh wow, so this is what stretches when I do that. And that's kind of how I found out about like most of my stretches, just like experimenting with them.
Yeah.
But that's really what I do.
All right. So hopefully we have gone over everything you want to know. If we haven't, if you have a question we didn't answer, or you're watching this and you have a brand new question for Lauren, just send it in. You can leave it as a comment. You can send it to me at the Tumblr at backonpointe.tumblr.com, and I can direct it over to her and get her answers for you. Otherwise, I'm going to keep pressuring her to get back into her YouTube channel, which I know I posted once before, but I might do it again, and then we can all go harass her, and hopefully she'll put up some more videos.
Hey, if I get people to start watching them again, subscribers, I'll do it again, because I'm actually starting working out again. So.
We can do that, because if she starts working out, and we start watching the videos, and she starts making stretching routines and stuff, A, people won't be bothering me for them, because she's better at it than me anyways. B, I think I said A. B, it makes everybody happy. So let's just do that. I'll put the link into the video. In fact, I'll probably just put it right down there or something. You'll find it. Go watch her on YouTube. I know everything's kind of old on there now.
Yeah, it's from when I was in high school.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But she'll make more if you show her some love. So show her some love, and we're going to get going then. So if you have questions, let me know. I'll pass them along to Lauren. And thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Bye. Like, what should I say about myself? Like, introducing myself?
I don't care. It's up to you. You're introducing yourself.